Before the sun rises over the sprawl, while the city sleeps beneath a quilt of streetlights, I'm already in motion. Sliding through empty streets, rolling into work as the world still yawns. This is a building of blinking lights and whirring fans. The lights go hot, the robotic cameras come to life, and I step into your living room, a guest in your morning routine, to help you face the day and get your kids out the door, and maybe even give you a reason to smile. But the desk isn't the whole story. Sometimes you've got to get up, get out, and meet the people who give this city its soul. The makers, the dreamers, the quiet, and sometimes iconic legends who keep the machine going. This is what I go looking for, not the headlines, but the heart. I'm Bob DeCastro. This is the best of LA.
Wow.
Voilà, sweet butter. I'm all butter.
It almost looks too beautiful to eat, honestly.
Ouais.
This is Hollywood. America knows it for the movies. Once upon a time, that may have been true, but today it remains the destination for the world's most creative and ambitious transplants. It straddles the line between one person's broken dreams and another's immortalized in terrazzo. For those of us who live here, this neighborhood represents diversity, style, and flavor. It's not uncommon to find Michelin-starred restaurants a stone's throw away from bong shops. This principle holds true for Chef Ludo at his restaurant Petit Trois, where this Frenchman is in a perpetual state of seeking perfection in flavor, starting with a dish that almost defines French cuisine.
Okay, ben voilà, that's the
Voilà.
meunière.
Well-
Okay, so what you can do also, you can add a little bit more lemon if you want. You know,
I like a lot of lemon.
voilà, me too. You know, voilà. And after, just enjoy, okay? Just, you know. When's the last time you eat a sole meunière, Bob? What do you think?
I didn't know anything was called a sommelier.
Okay, okay, yeah.
So to be fair,
Good.
wow.
But that bite traveled a long way to reach my mouth.
I didn't know sole had skin.
Bob, it's a fish. Fish have scale. I mean, come on, Bob. And here we have a beautiful sole from Brittany. So all these fish come from France.
How can you ensure by the time that it gets here that it is as fresh as possible for by the time it gets to the table
know
if it's
why?
coming all the way from France?
Now we have a great technique how to freeze the fish. And the fish is coming frozen. I'm not lying, the
Yeah.
fish is frozen. But now we have an amazing technique for freeze the fish.
Frozen fish from France, expensive? Sure. But for Chef Ludo, it's not just a menu item, it's a memory, a dish from his youth at home that still defines how he cooks today.
You were probably eating this as a kid.
As a kid, we ate that a lot. My mom was doing sole meunière, and you almost have it in a lot of bistro, for sure. High-end restaurants do sole meunière too, no, of course, because it's very technical and classic French dish.
When a Frenchman in kitchen whites, probably with a knife tucked in somewhere, calls it a classic, you eat. You listen and you wait for the moment when he proudly proclaims this dish is cooked.
With a lot of butter.
With a lot of butter.
You know, I mean, I'm French. I use a lot of butter.
Yeah. But that's
You know?
traditional French cuisine, right?
exactly.
Is using that
Butter. We use
delicious
butter.
French
That's
butter.
it. You know, people look at it, it's so
It's
yellow.
just so bright.
American butter, French butter.
What did we do?
Huh? What's going on,
What
guys? Okay, you see that, guys? Just for fun. French and American butter.
Yeah.
And it's a good quality of American butter. Anyway,
What makes that so yellow?
I think that the terroir, you know, where the car are from, what the grass they eat, you know,
Yeah.
the terroir,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
the terroir, the soul.
Yeah.
It's more nutty, it's more French.
More French.
After establishing chef's war chests of France's finest butter, because of course, it quickly becomes apparent that it's only a small part of the bigger picture, if that picture was painted by Banksy.
I love to spend money. I love to buy the best.
Yeah.
Cooking, Bob, is about to buy the best.
Buy the best.
Buy the best. I always say the first job as a chef is to hunt for ingredients. So, voilà, we have the salt. So we're going to put a little bit salt, white pepper, not black, white pepper. We want to, I use a Sarah white pepper. It's a very more, a bit more spicy pepper. Okay. So as you can see, the fish is not deboned. We're going to cook it in the bone.
Cook it in
Why?
the bone.
Because more flavor, and also the texture of the fish to be more, less dry, more moist. You know, because
Light and
yeah,
flaky.
Exactly.
This isn't a cooking lesson, it's a flex, and we're just getting started.
So we have our salt, we have our butter, and we need one potato slice.
Okay.
I'm going to show you why. So we're going to go now to the stove, okay?
Okay.
We're going to go here. So Bob, we're going to take a non-stick pan again.
Yeah, you have this pretty hot.
Yeah, no, medium.
Medium?
And so I'm not going to use the butter yet. I'm going to use clarified butter.
Clarified butter.
You know why? Because if I use butter now, the butter is going to burn. It's a long process to cook the fish.
Okay.
So because regular butter have milk and clarified butter have no milk, you know, it's a bit clarified butter.
Because I read that you learned a lot from your grandmother, right?
I did,
So was your grandmother cooking sole dishes?
Well, she was a salmonière, more over fish meunière, but she have a heavy hand on butter too.
Have you started using a little bit more olive oil when it comes to your cooking now that you're here?
For me, French is butter, California is olive oil. You know, so I do a mix.
Yes.
I do both. You
It's
know?
okay.
Yeah, so, you know, clarified butter. We'll take our fish.
So when it comes to these dishes, obviously the butter is so inherently part of
Exactly.
this recipe. You're not going to use olive oil
No.
for something like this.
No,
Yeah.
you want to give flavor. You know, that's all about the flavor. So
all
the
about
fish
that
is here.
flavor.
So now we're going to give a nice coloration to the fish. Okay? Voilà. It's very important the way you cook the fish. Potato. We're going to put the potato here. Why you think we put the potato here?
Propping the potato up. You don't want to burn the end because it's thinner at the end.
Voilà, ouais! Yeah, good job, Papi. Good job, huh? It's exactly that, you know. We don't want to burn the tail. It's very thin here. So we put the
Yes.
potato to make sure we don't overcook the tail.
Who knew?
But you know, huh?
Well,
See?
no, I didn't know that
Wow.
was how it was done. But
But
now I
you
can
put the
see.
potato, you can put spatula,
that you don't
put some
burn the
bread.
end.
You don't
Right.
put the end.
Okay.
No, yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're gonna flip it now. Voilà. I cooked so many salmonières, Bob, I don't know how many, like omelette.
It's like an omelet. Do you ever get bored of just like cooking
Oh,
this
so like
thing?
the salad to try to make it the best dish as possible, you know. I mean, it's very technical, and what I like about that is very technical. You know, food, simple food.
Right.
It's, I love to cook like good ingredient, technique, and that's it. And just salmonière is 2 ingredients: the fish and the butter, that's
Right.
it, and lemon.
I go to these different restaurants, even here in LA, and they're always, in my opinion, a lot of times they're trying to like reinvent food.
Oh, too
Right?
complicated.
They're doing all these
I mean,
like
let's
special
have it.
things, and at the
Well.
end of the day, like this is like the most delicious thing you could eat.
I think it's like when you have a kid or whatever, you know. When I was young, I was working in this fancy restaurant and I
Right.
just care about myself. But now I'm cooking for the guests. When I was young, I was very shellfish and I have a big ego. Ego is good, but it can be bad too.
Yeah.
You know, now
Yeah.
when I'm 54 years old,
Yeah.
I want to do a simple thing like that.
I have French friends, and I
Yeah.
always ask them about French cuisine
Hola.
in Los Angeles, and they're
Yeah.
usually very, how should I say, pointed about whether or not there's
Picky.
actual right. So,
They are very French.
what do the French come here and seek this out?
So yes, we do have a lot of French people in the restaurant. Definitely, you know, I think French people are nostalgic. You know, why I opened Petit Trois? Because I was nostalgic. I did not find good French food, classic good French food in Los Angeles.
Right.
And I decided to open Petit Trois.
Yeah.
It was very for myself. I was missing salmonière, I was missing star tartare, I was missing omelette, I was missing steak frites, you know. I did not find like the way I wanted, like the way I grew up, the food I grew up, so I decided to open Petit Trois. Woo! Fait chaud!
Hot? Good.
Fait chaud, fait chaud!
Okay.
On put a little bit of real butter now. Un petit peu.
Real butter.
Okay?
This really
There's no
pops that
clarified, it's
flavor.
with the milk, okay? Now we'll put a little bit in the oven, okay? Just for 2 or 3 minutes.
Ooh, that
Voilà,
was good.
boom, that's it.
Wow. Are you critical of your own dishes?
I mean, yes,
Are you critical of
I'm
your own?
critical with myself, of course. You know, if I overcook the fish, I will be a little bit disappointed on myself. You know, so today the fish is great. I'm very pleased about what we did together.
We're not going to call anyone out personally, but when you go to other restaurants, Would you ever try their sole to see how they're doing?
Yeah, I went to a restaurant recently, 1 month ago, and have the salmonière. You know?
Yeah.
It was not bad.
It was not bad.
It was not good like mine, to be honest with you. I don't think so. They used a French sole. It was not a French sole. It was not a French butter. I know that.
Yeah.
But it was good.
Yeah.
Perfectionist? Sure. Humble? Not exactly. But don't let his Frenchness fool you. He's no kid from the Marais. His roots were modest, and his swagger, that was earned.
You call yourself a redneck from Burgundy?
I do sometimes. I do.
Does that
There's
impact
nothing wrong to be redneck.
Nothing.
We have a great quality
I'm
life.
from the South. There's nothing wrong with rednecks.
You're redneck too? Okay, Bob. Okay, no, but the South too. You know, our life is more simple. That's what I mean when I say redneck. It's more simple. We're more in the forest. We're more contact with the nature, with the animals.
Yeah. So it's interesting because you were thrust into the masters of cooking in France, and you were a redneck in these kitchens.
I work with the best chef in France. You know, I started at 14 years old, and I'm lucky. I did my apprenticeship with Marc Menot at Espérance in Burgundy, where I'm from. It's a 3-star Michelin restaurant. And after that, after 4 years, I worked a lot for a 3-star Michelin restaurant in France.
Did you go back to being a redneck when it comes to your cooking, even though you've been so classically trained with some of the best in the world?
I'm very proud of from Burgundy. I always say I'm not from France. I'm not French. I'm from Burgundy. Okay? Anyway, so we're going to put the salt. I'm going to put a bit butter here.
Yeah.
Until you see why. Voilà, a massage. Okay, more butter, guys.
You are not kidding. You use a lot of butter.
Ouais.
Yeah.
Butter is flavor.
I love butter.
Butter is flavor, guys. Don't forget that.
Butter is flavor.
Butter is flavor. You know. It's one thing I don't find good in America.
What's that?
One thing, the dairies. It's not good like France.
The dairies.
No, it's not. Try it. The crème fraîche in France is good. Voilà.
So you have to get your French butter from
yes,
France.
Yes,
It's gotta be French
I need
butter.
to. I need to. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want. Maybe I'm too French, you know. But now we're going to baste a little bit the salt. Okay. So you see the butter is brown. It's not burned. Okay. Make sure the butter is brown. You know what? The most mistake people do. The heat is too high, and they burn the butter. You don't want to burn the butter. You want to have the flavor of the nutty butter. The nutty butter. It's like hazelnut. Hazelnut flavor. You know. Put here. The bed of butter.
On a bed of butter. On a bed of butter.
Now we're going to let rest a little bit. 5 minutes the salt. 5 minutes. Okay, just to sleep a little bit.
How much is this?
Depends. Sometimes the price of the fish change, but it's between 95 and 150. We cannot do any mistake with the fish. At that price, the fish needs to be perfect.
There's a cost for the technique, which takes years and years and years to learn.
California is not a cheap state. Everything is expensive. It's expensive to run a restaurant now. You know?
Yeah.
You need to be very smart the way you cook.
The price might make you flinch, but then you see what he means by technique. Witnessing years of discipline, precision, and finesse makes parting with that C note a little more palatable.
So now you can take a little spatula.
Got it.
Okay, so you have the bone, you have the 2 fillets, the one on the top, the one on the bottom. So we're going to take the spatula here, touch the bone, make sure to press the bone.
Press the bone.
And after you're going to just gentle, just.
There's no way I would get this right.
Oh yeah, you will. So very gentle.
Gently follow the bone, right?
Yeah, gently, always press the bone.
Pressing the
Okay,
bone.
voila. Okay,
Wow.
now we're going to go like that. We're going to take the top fillet. Like that.
Perfect. Ooh.
So you can see it's a perfect cooking. I don't know who's cook it. But you can see it's little blood. The blood is called coagulate, and it's little translucid. You know, it's barley cooked here.
Yep.
The bone is barley cooked. And that's what you want. So the meat's going to be very moist. It's great. Chef did a good job.
Chef.
We'll take up. Oh, you're here too. So we take the bone like that, and we just gentle.
Gentle.
Voila. Okay?
Yeah.
Voila.
Wow.
Hard part's over. Now for the finishing touches. Fold the filet back together, brown some butter. That's your sauce. Plate it with a half a lemon. It's ready to go. It's not rocket science, just the kind of stripped down perfection that for some is a hell of a lot harder.
The beauty is the simplicity of the ingredients.
See? Yeah.
But the time it took and all of the steps in between, it is
Cooking.
to get here took a lot of steps.
Cooking's ingredients, and technique. And that's it.
It was all technique.
That's it. You know, the best combination is fat and acidity. And Solmenière is fat and acidity. That's the best thing.
I will say I do taste the difference in this type of butter. The taste of the butter is different.
Yeah, it's different. You know.
Is there anything else on the menu that isn't traditional French?
We have our famous burger.
If you thought his burger was going to be simple, think again. This thing shuts people up. If you want to drop a silence bomb at your table, this is the airstrike to call in.
I love burger. I always love burger. I grew up with burger.
It's kind of an American thing, though. Right?
Totally, but I remember the first time I ate a burger in Paris. I love it. I don't remember what was the name of the burger place. I was 14 years old, and I went to buy my Vans shoes, and I had to have a burger in Paris with my uncle. But when I opened Petit Trois to go fast, I did not open with a burger. And I said to myself, I need to have a burger on the menu.
You broke.
So 2 years after we opened, I put a burger on the menu. But I really want the burger to be French. Like a burger we eat with fork and knife.
Right.
And what about French food? You know, how I can put a touch of a French touch in the burger. And French people who are known for our sauce. So I decided to do a French sauce, the burger swimming in the French sauce. It's a red wine sauce, you know. So that's what the burger is more, a bit more French for me, because you need to have a fork and knife and dip it, the burger, slice it, and in the sauce, and I like it. You know, I like sauce.
You've had different projects. One of them was Ludo Bites, right?
Where?
It was a fun project, I would imagine, because it took you different places around LA, and you probably learned a lot.
Ludo Bite, it was great for me because it was freedom. I have no concept. I can do whatever I want. One day I want to do a fried chicken restaurant, I do a fried chicken restaurant in Iran. One day I want to do sushi, I do sushi. It was not like it was a concept. It was cooking the food I want. And I have a lot of freedom. And I learn a lot. I learn a lot about what people like. And I create my name like that, Cook Ludo Bite. You know, it was so successful, this pop-up restaurant.
I want to ask you about the omelet, because this was the inspiration for the omelet in The Bear, right? I mean,
yeah, you know, you're right, yeah. Christopher always eat here. Christopher is a gentleman who created The Bear with his sister Courtney. Courtney worked for me too. So she knows the omelette, and they take the inspiration from me from the omelette from The Bear. That's pretty cool.
As simple as it is, it could be quite beautiful and quite delicious to make this omelet.
I make people crying with the omelette. Like people like T, oh my God, it's so good, chef, in front of me, I'm cooking the omelette at the bar or whatever. And there's people that just, oh my God, I never eat an omelette like that. And for me, it was nothing special because that was exactly the way I was cooking omelette in France, or I eat omelette in France.
You said what you do right now is less about your own ego.
Yeah.
It's more about pleasing people. Making people cry is definitely pleasing people, but it had to be, for your ego, pretty cool to see your omelet on a TV show.
On a TV show. Yeah, I still have an ego. I still want to be the best.
If you need proof Ludo's one of the best, start with a fill-up on Melrose, cross Highland, cut into a strip mall, pass Yum Yum, past the cleaners, and you're in Paris. No fuss, no pretense. When you make it look this easy, that's when you know you're running the game.
Tell us about this space, because the fact that your restaurant is in a strip mall has kind of become your brand. You're seeking out different spaces that are not your typical upscale restaurant locales next to a donut shop.
I want something like create something like a high-end and good restaurant in the street mall, because for me street mall is very the culture of LA. There are so many good restaurants in street mall. The rent in street mall are a little cheaper than have a big restaurant or whatever. You know, it's more accessible and more affordable. And I just love it. I love street mall. You park your car, you go eat, you leave. You can have a coffee at the donuts. Before it was a cleaner, when I was an art gallery. But his life is happening in the street mall. You see so many different people during the day. I love it. It's with the donut store, with the cleaner. Hey, how are you today?
Yeah, little gas station down there.
It was a gas station here. Go buy my cigarette, my energy drink. It was my little lifestyle here. I feel like I was in Paris, a little neighborhood, a quartier. I like it. You know, I love the life of the street mall.
Because a lot of people that would spend $150 on a piece of fish really want the full experience. They want to go somewhere where
Fancy,
and
high-end,
it's
whatever.
a fancy neighborhood
But
and a fancy
I
street.
think we did a good job with the design of the restaurant. You know, we're putting French rap music in the restaurant when we open. The wallpaper, the floor is like shaker style. You know, it was everything French. People like they feel transported in Paris in the street mall. You know, it was super cool.
And at the end of the day,
Still cool.
they come for the food.
I may come for the food.
if
But you know, when I opened, the idea was to do a bar with some few, like 8 dishes. That's it, 8 dishes when we opened. And after it becomes so popular with the food, so now the menu, we have 20 dishes on the menu. You know? And it's a small kitchen, it's very hard for the chef, you know, but in the beginning it was more like a bar with food I want to create, and it became a restaurant.
Is it fair to say that Petite Tuisa is less about the scene, even though it is quite a scene here, but you're really all about the food?
I think when I learned, when I was doing my pop-up Ludo Bite, is my Ludo Bite, my pop-up, was never a fancy place. I devised a bakery, I devised a sandwich store. But you know what, I was very impressed. And different location, in downtown Delhi, in the middle of nowhere, on 9th Street, you know, it's very ghetto. And I mean, you know, and I realized people come, if it's good food, people come.
By most accounts, you are one of the most celebrated chefs in Los Angeles. Do you feel like you are one of the best of LA?
Let's see where my ego. I think I can be on the top of LA, definitely. I'm very proud of my job in Petit Trois. You need to be good every day, because people forget about you.
What's your best of LA? I mean, it's so big. I mean,
Wow.
well, what I mean, and it could be even small restaurants, you take your kids around everywhere. You say they like Oreos and TikTok and all that other stuff. So there must be places that you go around LA, In and Out. I mean, is In and Out, like everybody loves In and Out. Like, what
You're
do you...
going to love. My kids love sushi, katsuya.
Katsuya.
I mean, katsuya is one of the best of LA, and it's in the strip mall. I love
There you
it. I love strip mall.
Right.
I
Right.
love strip mall.
Well, thank you so much for inviting us over for dinner.
That's good.
I mean, this
Thank
has
you.
been absolutely spectacular. How do you say good luck in French?
Bonne chance.
Bonne chance.
Bonne
There you go,
chance.
bonne chance.
Merci, and thank
Yeah,
you so much for coming, guys.
Merci.
We appreciate the support. Thank you.
Merci.
Great honor.
The best of LA. If you were to bring your family into a restaurant
in LA or France.
There's stark differences.
I don't like service in France. French waiters are very difficult. And a little attitude. French people who are tough, you know.
They're tough.
So whatever.
They know
I don't
it's
have
they know it's the best cooking. They know it's the best
Exactly.
service. So they don't.